You know, you guys, it's so nice to be able to meet up in my clubhouse and just have a free and unfettered conversation with you guys. You know, away from the media, they're always trying to listen to our conversations.
I know, it feels like everybody's just waiting for you to say something that they can criticize you over.
Yeah, I've had several patients die because I didn't want to tell them the truth. I don't want to get canceled. That's why my clubhouse is so great. But anyway, I had something really important I wanted to tell you guys, so here it is.
Hey, what are you guys talking about up there?
Shh! Be quiet. It's that guy from the New York Times.
Hey, I can't hear you guys up there. What are you talking about? Are you talking about bad things? New York Times needs to know. We need to know what you're talking about.
Shh!
Are you planning something? Are you planning something bad? Are you doing misinformation? I know you're doing unfettered conversation up there. If you don't tell me what you're saying, I'll just make something up.
The crazy thing is, he'll actually do that. And all I wanted to tell you guys was that I like pineapple on pizza. And I also hate the New York Times.
Guys?
Hey, welcome in. Well, it turns out the New York Times is worried about you having conversations. Unfettered conversations. Here's the headline. New York Times worries about unfettered conversations on Clubhouse, where people are free to talk with whomever they want. So can it really be this bad? Is this maybe taking things out of context? I don't believe that it is. Let's see. It says the New York Times on Monday published an article worrying that people getting together with whomever they want, that's it, whoever they want, can you believe that? Having unfettered conversations that may not be monitored by liberal fact checkers. So they want to have fact checkers monitoring your private conversations, apparently. And just think the nerve, to have a conversation with anybody that you want without even checking in with the New York Times first. It's just unbelievable, isn't it? It says the Times was specifically referring to Clubhouse, a social media platform that allows users to talk in person in chat rooms if they are invited. For the Times, this access to private conversations is apparently worrisome because people might spread misinformation. Anyway, let's take a look at the source here from the New York Times itself. Clubhouse, a tiny audio chat app, breaks through. The 11-month-old app has exploded in popularity, even as it grapples with harassment, misinformation, and privacy issues. Is it grappling with that? Is it? I wonder, is the New York Times grappling with misinformation, their own misinformation? What about CNN? What about the Washington Post? What about most of the mainstream media? Is anybody on that, making sure they grapple with their misinformation? No. Public figures as various as Elon Musk, Ai Weiwei, Lindsay Lohan, and Roger Stone have joined it, and the unconstrained conversations it has enabled have incurred the wrath of China, which banned Clubhouse last week. Well, if China's against it, it must be bad, right? So I can see where the New York Times is coming from now. And let's see, it says, in thousands of chat rooms every day, Clubhouse's users have conducted unfettered conversations on subjects as varied as astrophysics, geopolitics, queer representation in Bollywood, and even cosmic poetry. And these conversations are unfettered by the New York Times, for one. Let's see, Clubhouse is also contending with rising complaints about harassment, misinformation, and privacy. In one incident last month, an incident no less, a user promoted conspiracy theories about the coronavirus vaccines and discouraged people from getting the shots, leading to harassment of a female doctor. Okay, how much of this is actually true? This is the New York Times, you have to remember. But a user promoted conspiracy theories about the coronavirus vaccines in a closed conversation. So what? I'm afraid people have to be able to have private conversations. They have to be able to speak freely in closed groups. These are, you have to be invited into these conversations. And anyway, and actually, let's go to the source here of the link there that has the evidence, I guess, of this of it leading to harassment of a female doctor. So this is from Vice. This is the pertinent part here. The conversation on Clubhouse soon escalated and turned personal. This is the guy arguing with medical professionals about the vaccines. While people were mass reporting Clark for allegedly discouraging people from getting vaccinated, he believed he was the one getting bullied. Clark and those defending him, including comedian Tiffany Haddish, were accused of harassing medical professionals trying to correct the misinformation. Haddish rejected the incident as abuse. Now people on Clubhouse saying, I am bullying because I just told the truth. So that's the evidence of leading to harassment of a female doctor. All right, this is the New York Times. New York Times, what did you expect? Truth? Did you expect them to actually be good at journalism? Of course not. But as for this, promoting conspiracy theories and discouraging people from getting the shots, so what? I don't care. I don't care. I mean, if you want to live in a free society, people have to be able to have conversations freely. People have to be able to say unpopular things, because sometimes the unpopular thing is right. And if you don't have the opportunity for people to go against the grain and prove everybody else wrong, a society is just paralyzed. It's paralyzed, and eventually it's going to disintegrate, because at that point it loses its ability to adapt. Let's see. Here's somebody, a Clubhouse influencer in Houston, said that after she spoke up, so influencer just means Instagram model, right? So that after she spoke up about misogyny on the app, people formed rooms to encourage one another to report her account so she would be barred. Her account was suspended last Monday. Of course, New York Times will not bother to find out if any of this is true. They just print it as if it were, because they don't do journalism anymore. It's just activism. Let's see. Here's somebody, a social media manager in Austin, Texas, who is deaf, said she'd been blocked and kicked out of some Clubhouse rooms. And of course, I mean, we just have to take their word for it, right? New York Times isn't going to find out if it's true or not. They're not going to verify any of this, because this goes along with the message they're putting out. So therefore, yeah, just throw it on there. Anybody can say anything, and as long as it goes along with the New York Times, with the narrative they are pushing, yeah, that's fine. And let's go back to the Daily Wire here. They say, one can imagine the Times being equally concerned about telephone calls or private gatherings, which are invite only, and maybe out of the purview of Times reporters looking to snitch on what they claim is misinformation. That's exactly what happened last week when the Times tech reporter Taylor Lorenz managed to get herself into a Clubhouse chat room before promptly rushing to accuse one of the other members of inappropriate behavior. She accused Mark Andreessen, a billionaire tech entrepreneur and investor, of saying the R word while using Clubhouse. Mark Andreessen just openly using the R word on Clubhouse tonight, and not one other person in the room called him on it or saying anything. This is a journalist. Called him on it or saying anything. So, yeah, New York Times. Nate Jones, a partner at Andreessen's venture capital firm Andreessen Horowitz, responded to Lorenz's tweet by saying he was the moderator for the Clubhouse chat and that Andreessen never used the slur. The word was mentioned because some of the Redditors who participated in the GameStop stock market spree called themselves the Retard Revolution. I'll say it. I'll say it. I'm not afraid. Let's see. The false accusation likely led to people being even more careful about who they let into a Clubhouse conversation, because the New York Times will try and sneak in and then lie about you. Lie about you. Something has happened. Something has happened to the media. New York Times is no longer a traditional newspaper. They are just purely a propaganda outlet now, obsessed apparently with controlling what people think. They are deciding for you what to think. And of course, any place where people could be speaking alone without somebody listening in is dangerous to them. They don't like it. I do believe that the people working at these mainstream news outlets now, many of them are just pure ideologues, activists. They don't care about truth or objectivity. They don't even believe in those things. They just want to push their ideology. It's fairly obvious, isn't it? Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Please subscribe, like, and share. That really helps me out. If you just like to listen, there's the podcast Radio Baloney. It's on pretty much every platform. If you look for it, you will find it. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.